Big Ten Media Days 2025 in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Resort Convention Center, and Wisconsin was one of 6 teams to the podium on day 2. Veteran cornerback Ricardo Hallman was one of 3 representatives for the Badgers in Las Vegas, and he shared some of the things that the Wisconsin defense is doing to try to get back to that top 10 level nationally where they traditionally rank, as well as some of the things that he's doing to be advantageous in his coverage opportunities.
What your expectations are for the defense? Traditionally, Wisconsin's got like a top 5 defense. Last few years, it hasn't been quite as good. I'm wondering what you guys are doing to get back to that maybe top 5, top 10 level in the country.
Yeah, I think for us, the mindset as a staff and even as a team was to be more aggressive. And we had talks with Coach Tressler, our defensive coordinator, the leaders on the defense, and Coach Fickell about what we wanted to do. And I think he listened to those requests throughout his play calling. He wants to be more aggressive. He wanted to be more aggressive as a defense in terms of pressure looks and just, wreaking more havoc and causing more confusion for the offense that we play. So I think trying to do that and adopting that mindset and really being able to play fast without thinking out there is something we're trying to get back to, and I think that's going to put us right where we want to be at.
After your 23 season, when you had 7 picks, you were targeted almost half as frequently the next season. Curious if you noticed that. Are teams trying to stay away from you? Do you think about that at all, or is that just you trying to keep the ball away from you, I guess? You don't want to throw it.
I think it's a little bit of a mix of both. Obviously we didn't force teams to throw as much as we wanted to, because to be quite frank, we weren't very good run defensively. So, teams probably didn't feel the need to have to throw on us as frequently, but even when they did, I didn't get as many opportunities. So, just truly trying to be advantageous when I do get those opportunities. It's something I want to work on. Just play it, and I think playing fast and not having to think out there as much will help me out a lot and will help this defense out a lot. And just getting the offense into more passing situations, I think will help the defense out a lot as well.
And Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell also had some comments on Rico Hallman and the impact that he has on that secondary.
Curious about Ricardo Hallman. He was targeted much less frequently last season after having the 7 picks in 23. What's it like to kind of have him as a safety blanket back there, and what's he done for your defense?
Well, twofold. I think that people have asked about what happened and where was the drop off with Rico, and when they're just evaluating the numbers. But I think that early on in the season in particular, there was a lot of people that, hey, after what he did the year before, maybe went in a different direction in some ways. But as we got to the end of the year, I think that we were exposed in a lot of different ways, and we didn't do a good enough job for Rico either. When you can't stop the run, especially at the end of the year, you don't put people in a position where they got to throw the football. So there's not one thing that says, well, why didn't Rico have the year, or where is he at now? But I can tell you this: where Rico is today, 6 days or 5 days away from going into fall camp, is a far cry from even where he was last year. And I mean that, not that he didn't work, but he was coming off a shoulder surgery, that he really couldn't run and put himself in a position where he needed to be, the shape he needed to be going into the season. And based on what happened last year, I've seen a different Rico Hallman and a different preparation, and is in a much different place going into this fall season.
Rico Hallman also talked about some changes on the other side of the ball, new transfer quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. and the impact that he can have on the offense in 2025.
Here's also what you've seen out of Billy Edwards from the offense. What's the passing game look like? How much is that developing going into this season?
Billy is really good. I think Billy is one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and I don't care how anybody feels about that. I'm a firm believer in Billy and his arm and what he can do, and just I think he's able to affect the game running or passing. I think at Maryland they use him a lot in the running game, in the quarterback running game as well, and I think we want to use him in some type of way as well to really showcase all of his abilities. So I think Billy has done a really good job. He can throw it. He has an incredible deep ball, by the way, but he can throw all 3 levels, intermediate, short, or deep, and he can also run it. So I think Billy has done a really good job of showcasing his skill set and bringing that dual threat ability to our offense as well.